back.
You, I think, weren't here on the last episode because I was so low. You left me.
Yep.
And also we took a break because the main reason I'm pregnant.
Yes.
And there's basically no topic that I even care to talk about besides pregnancy, but it would be a little weird to be like posting podcasts on it when I'm like really early on. And also I didn't really have any experience, so it was just like, we need to just take a break. So I don't know when I'm gonna reboot and put this out, but this is like the only topic that I'm into right now.
Yeah, honestly, it's the only topic that we discuss anymore. It's like all day, every day. And so.
Do you like that?
Yeah, no, obviously I enjoy it, but it feels like being dishonest to like sit down and have a discussion about what kind of cleaning chemicals are good or bad or what should be used for this and that. And it's like all day, all we're discussing is everything relating to this big change. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
That was like the whole point. And everything we share here is like based on like real conversations we're having. But yeah, also it's like fall now, so it's like cozy, a little bit lazy, so it's just nice to like not be on your phone, not be posting. So take a little creative break is always good.
Absolutely.
I've been making a lot of pumpkin bread for fall, and I'm posting the recipe soon, so it'll be up probably by the time this comes out. It's like a Starbucks copycat, and I'm obsessed with it because
much better.
It has like actual real ingredients only, and
There's
it tastes way better.
4 ingredients instead of 69 or whatever.
Yeah, more than 4, but it's all real ingredients. Really luxury.
Yeah.
And then today, I'm drinking pomegranate juice that I made myself from a pomegranate from the farm. And then I just blended that with coconut water and then strained it. And now I made a little drink with half pomegranate juice and then half sparkling water.
And I just have some raw milk.
Nice.
That's it.
That's on brand.
Yeah. I would have just had water, but like I said, it's a little superstition. It's bad luck to cheers with water. Can't do that. Gotta have something. So raw milk is perfect.
Okay, so cheers to today's topic. All about fertility, because even if you're like not wanting to get pregnant, if you're of childbearing years, if you want to be healthy at all, you would be highly fertile because that's the healthy people.
Yeah.
And also, right now there's like so much about, there's a war on fertility and people can't get pregnant, and I think I want to dive into all that. Getting pregnant exactly when you want to, without any issues, and being fully healthy.
Cheers. All right. Well, where do you want to start?
So for me, the fertility journey started 2 years ago. So if you can, I'm grateful that I had the foresight to do this.
Because it's very important.
Yeah.
It's not like an overnight thing.
Yeah. I mean,
for either side, the man or the woman.
Yeah. And I won't say it was like a lot of work, but I'm very grateful because 2 years ago, 2 years before I got pregnant, so more than 2 years now, but exactly 2 years before I got pregnant, I started planning, and I knew my timeline, and there's so much right now about people, they are now accepting this fake timeline of like, oh, if you want to get pregnant, it might take a year, or it could take longer, and you might have to do IVF. Like, that's just so
well, like
pushed.
if you just out of nowhere just don't change your lifestyle, like just you want to have a kid, or
people literally think now that's just the way to go about it. When I do think, luckily I wasn't even that healthy 2 years ago, like not like how we are today. I didn't know hardly at all what I know today about health, but I still knew, like, 2 years down the line, I was always like looking at the long game, like, where do I see this, where do I see that?
Yeah.
And I knew when we were getting married, I knew I wanted to be married for like a year, and then
Just for religious reasons.
no, because I knew we weren't going to go to Europe until following year.
Yeah, that was a big factor.
And I wanted to go to Italy before I got pregnant.
Yeah.
So I knew that 2 years in advance.
Yes.
So that's obviously
the first part was a joke. Yeah.
Ideal. So 2 years ago, the first thing I did was get off birth control and say goodbye to it forever. Like, there's never reason to be on birth control. And it's through that process, I learned the complete scam of the pharmaceutical industry. So that's what's cool about this whole fertility journey. It really brought me into the new lifestyle that we've shared so much about already.
Yeah. One thing about birth control is, like, to me, it reminds me, so, like, having realized exactly how it works, what it does to your body. It is, like, so similar to how, like, Ozempic works. Like, it just throws your entire body off. Like, it doesn't make you thinner.
Yeah.
All it does is slow down your digestion. It's the same thing like with birth control. It just confuses the hell out of your body, so it can't
does.
like focus on, getting pregnant or whatever comes with that. It's all it is just like a blinder for your body.
Yeah, and it's very unhealthy and very damaging.
Yeah.
And it is a complete joke that there is a way to prevent pregnancy without taking any medication. And the fact that that has been hidden and like secretized and no one knows about that anymore is like evil.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily 2 years ago I learned about the fertility awareness method, where you could just track your cycle, which every person who gets their period, every little girl then, should learn that when the first time you get your period, or even before you get it. This should not be something that people who are wanting to get pregnant in their late 20s just
to figure out
have
for the
to.
first time.
Exactly. It's so dumb. So that was 2 years ago. And to be honest, that was like the only real action. Luckily, doing that, tracking my cycle, knowing, like, getting my body back into balance after being on birth control for 7 years.
Yeah.
Just like that takes time. And then all the other pieces came into play about learning about eating real food from the earth and not packaged foods from the grocery store. All the things we've talked about just about being healthy, that all started 2 years ago. And then the whole like gardening and homestead type lifestyle, that was like 2 years ago. And all of that was kind of keeping in mind that I want to be at peak health and peak fertility, so that the second I want to get pregnant, it happens.
It's available to you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And all the times I don't want to get pregnant, I don't, because I know what's going on with my body. I know where I'm at in my cycle.
Yeah, that's also something that I learned. I mean, I guess it got into my head. I knew it before, but like obviously I don't know much about
I didn't know. I thought I could get
like
pregnant every single day of the month.
Well, I mean that's like
any second.
Yeah, me 2-3 years ago. Yeah, I absolutely believed that 100%. But yeah, once you start to see how the cycle unfolds and all that, it actually like you have a very small window when it can
5 days.
Yeah, it's like it's. I don't want to say that it's actually harder, because it's not. Like once you know, and you just know that like this 5 whatever day period, like that's when it could happen. Outside of that, like you don't need birth control to like make those 5 days not a thing. If you just keep an eye on when when that small window is, you can just avoid it.
But this is part of the whole deeper picture that I mean, I don't need to be the one to like drop the pill for everyone, but
Yeah.
that's literally crazy to take a medication of poison just to stop those 5 days, confuse your body so it never really has those 5 days of the month,
Yeah.
instead of just teaching girls and women to know when your 5 days are,
Yeah.
and to practice
It's so much
precaution
easier,
during those.
yeah, so much easier, so much healthier.
But they
Yeah.
don't want that.
Well, then, yeah, because there's so many other layers to it. I don't know a ton about birth control. Obviously, it's not really my area of expertise. But, I mean, just like any other medication, it's not like you just stop taking it and everything goes back to normal. It takes months and months and sometimes well over a year
Exactly.
for, any kind of medication. Doesn't matter. But, I mean, that's one of them. It takes a while for your body to, like, what the hell? And, like, get itself back on track.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's crazy. Just like I've said about just about any other medication, anything pharmaceutical, it's wild how scammed people are into taking this kind of stuff.
Yeah, they still are. And luckily, this opened my eyes where 2 years ago, I've never taken any pharmaceutical ever again, not even
Yeah.
Tylenol. And we've talked about this on the podcast of like, just go to bed, like deal with the pain through rest, through putting your feet in the grass, like sleep.
Yeah.
I've never taken any pharmaceutical medication again in these 2 years, or 2 years before getting pregnant. And I never will. It's basically like ditching that forever, because
Yeah.
it is synthetic poison that does contribute to your toxin load. And when you're thinking about fertility, you want to have the lowest toxin bucket possible.
Yeah. I remember the something similar to that was when shout out to Ron. My dad got me not hooked on it for a little while, but it worked at first. But remember those pills I was taking like every morning to help with heartburn?
Yeah, so 2 years ago, you've stopped taking them now, right?
Yeah, which
Yeah.
they did work, but it was stupid because it was just like how like the birth control is, where it's like, well, you got to take it every day, and if you miss a day, then it throws you off for 3 days, and now you're gonna get heartburn for 3 days, and like you got it every morning. You got to take one of these pills as like a preemptive, like it was dumb, and it's like, oh no, actually, what was going on is I was eating food that is highly processed, or it's just overall it's not good for you, and you're still smoking, and you're like, there's other factors. It's not just that I'm predisposed to this, or you have high blood pressure.
But what are you talking about? Your dad had heartburn, so clearly you have to have heartburn. It's called genetics.
Yeah.
Don't you believe in that?
Yeah, oh, for sure.
No.
No, I used to, not anymore. But yeah, it's the same kind of deal where it's not good for you.
Yeah, exactly. So I
It
didn't.
just tricks your body.
I was gonna ask you, like 2 years ago, I didn't think you did anything besides what we did together, lifestyle wise. But you did get off your heartburn medication.
Yeah,
like
it's been a
the
while.
2 years before before I got pregnant.
Yeah, because I started to realize, like, first of all, the heartburn thing wasn't like an everyday I was getting it. It was just like whenever I would start to go off the rails as far as like what I was eating, or any like diet at all, like just started to get inconsistent. I was like, okay, well then it's easier to just not eat that.
So what specifically with the diet? I know we talked about like the way we eat now.
Yeah, it's pretty much any time that I would eat out at all.
Okay, you would get heartburn.
Yeah, so like at first you start to think it's like pasta, or it's like
I remember you thought it was pizza or red sauce on top.
Yeah, that's
like
what
red
everybody, because my dad to this day, and I'm not being disrespectful, I love my pops, but
it's just what the doctors
at least
tell you.
Yeah, and I at least from what I remember, I don't know if I don't live with him obviously anymore, so I don't know, but I remember up until very recently, every time he'd have pasta, he's got to have his milk with it, and he's got to have his Tums ready to go. It was like always the thing, because like the red sauce gives me heartburn. It's like, no, it's because it's Prego, dog.
Wait,
this shit sucks.
On this exact
terrible for you.
topic, I need to tell you something. This is exactly something I thought of on the whole topic of like, don't take Tylenol or Advil every time you get a headache. Like, just deal with it.
Yeah.
We were at a dinner that you didn't go to, actually. It was just me. And I kid you not, less than 2 minutes after we finished eating, I was still eating. I wasn't even done eating. not even 2 minutes where the last bite was swallowed, the person next to me goes, "Oh, I have indigestion. I need a Tums. Does anyone else want a Tums?" And I was like, "You haven't even. How? Like you have? You just swallowed. How do you
food
know?
Is still in your throat right now, man."
So my thing with that is like, it's such a habit for people to take that type of stuff, and it is not nothing. Like that stuff is poison.
Yeah.
You don't need it. If you feel that way after eating, go on a walk. That solves it better than any medication.
Yeah.
Do some air squats in the house if it's raining. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Eat slower. Try to next time be like, I'm going to bless my meal and put good energy into my food before I eat, and just promise to do that next time.
Eating slower is a big factor because, I still am guilty of it, especially like if I'm at work or something like that. Like you just go. And then you just feel like shit afterwards. Basically, that's how I can describe it. Like you just start feeling bloated. You feel like your entire lunch is just like in your chest. Like it didn't even make it to your stomach. You feel very winded and gassed out, and it's like.
But that's why the cure for that is honestly go for a walk. Like whenever I mess up and do that, like if I'm being mindless and I do that, if I don't do anything, then I feel disgusting and horrible and feel bad about myself. Yeah. But luckily, I most of the time can catch it and try to eat early in the day, so you're still moving around a lot, not just like eating a ton and then sitting around and going to sleep. Yeah,
100%.
So that was like 2 years ago. No meds.
Yeah.
Saying bye to the meds.
I was already off meds before. Like I never really.
You were on heartburn meds, and I was on birth control meds.
I'm saying I was. It was weird because I never took pain medication. I never took.
Yeah, I never did that either.
Any headache medication, but it's like I would take this every day.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. The other thing we did, so obviously we learned about like getting sunlight and grounding, and I said all the things like the homestead. Basically, we started homestead lifestyle. But 2 years before we got pregnant is when we really started changing our relationship with alcohol.
Yeah, for sure.
Not stopping drinking, because I don't think you need to quit drinking 2 years before.
Yeah, like shout out to that one person in their comment. I'll never take advice from anyone that drinks alcohol.
Yeah, we have some haters on this podcast that said,
each their own, but
yeah, I'll never take health advice from someone drinking alcohol, because I posted a clip of us chatting about health while we were drinking red wine.
Yeah.
And I think I will never agree with you,
better than the Capri Sun you're drinking right now, dumbass.
Exactly. I will never agree.
Shout out to that guy.
You don't know the red wine. Like, I feel amazing about that quality, drinking that red wine. Yeah. That was less than 2 years ago. So I feel amazing about that. That's not a problem. What we changed is the same way we changed food. Never having like chemical, like California wines, really. Besides like, if it's
the
like
stuff where I know the producer of it.
Exactly.
Because there's a handful of places, but like these are guys that I'll go spend time with. We've both had many conversations with them. I know how they process everything, and yeah, I mean that's different.
And making it more of like a healthy lifestyle thing of natural, biodynamic wines. And not, when you do change to that type of wine, naturally we stopped drinking like 4 bottles on a Sunday. Like the amount. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Drastically went down.
We were very problematic. We were just looking at pictures this morning, like our featured photos on our phone. And one of them was like, we used to always do like picnics or whatever, whether it was up where you lived or if it was here. That was like our thing. We'd like to go on picnics. We'd go like at least once a month, and on like a chill day, not like on a Saturday where it's like we're going to be partying, we're going to be staying up late.
It was like
Sunday. On a Sunday where it's like going to be just a chill day. 2 bottles of champagne, half a bottle of Aperol, and then of course you got your sandwiches with you and whatever.
We
but it was like
basically had to have a picnic where we each had our own full bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
Just for a picnic at
That's
lunch.
insane. That's crazy. Like, even I was, like, in denial of it because I recently saw another one of those pictures maybe a month or two ago, and I remember I was like, we used to take 2 bottles of champagne. It was like, yeah, you don't remember that was everything. And sure enough, you start looking through the pictures like, oh my
Every
God, we
single
did
picnic.
2 bottles of fucking shampoo. What was wrong with us?
And we were only there for like an hour. We would just eat
Yeah,
our
just
sandwiches.
crush 2 bottles of champagne and then just drive off like nothing happened.
I know.
That's insane.
I know. And also, I had a memory when the first weekend I moved in here. So it would be June 2023. Yeah. We moved this couch into this room where we podcast right now, and you loved how the couch was in this room because it like changed the room.
Yeah.
And we thought it was so cozy. So we stayed in here on a Sunday and we drank, I'm not kidding, 4 bottles of wine.
Yeah, we
4
did.
bottles throughout the day, like starting at like 11.
11 or noon or something like that.
And then-
And it was on a Sunday, too.
And it was on a Sunday, and we stayed up late till like 11 p.m. having all like another.
And just watching like
just-
some show or something,
Yeah.
some house show or
And
something.
for
like
some reason, every time it's like, should we open another bottle? We thought it'd be a good idea. I'd be
Yeah.
like, yeah.
and then we go to stand up to go to bed, tripping all over the place.
So
Yeah.
shortly after that happened, because
Yeah.
it was August 2023, that was like 2 years before pregnancy.
Yeah.
We stopped that type of over
Overindulging.
consumption. Yeah.
Yeah.
With alcohol. And then it really was like a 2-year journey of like, it naturally phased out because when you're drinking natural wine, you keep your inhibitions.
Yeah,
keep
and you
your
don't-
functioning. And so you don't like lose.
You don't want to abuse it.
Exactly.
Yeah, because it's a product that I know how quality it is. I respect the craftsmanship that went into it, and yeah, it's like you don't want to abuse it. Versus if it's like just a bottle of something random you got on the shelf that you paid $11 for, you're like, I can go back to the store and get 20 more of them if I want to.
Yeah.
And you know, it makes it that much easier for you to overindulge.
But now, even when we order $11 bottles from Kermit Lynch, which is from France or Italy, it's amazing quality, but it's like, it takes a lot to ship that to us. So even though it's only $11, we don't want to be crushing the whole case.
And if I open up the next one,
It's totally different.
I'm not able to like fully approach it with an unbiased opinion
Yeah.
or like with the utmost respect for, like I said, the craftsmanship that went into making it. And it feels like I'm doing them a disservice if I,
It's a waste.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, yeah. Which, yeah, I think overall, yeah, that was one big thing we had to make the change with was the drinking, because it was, just like change the frequency of it, the amount of it. And yeah, now everything's drastically different compared to what it was.
Well, we'll get to that because we're talking 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But it got drastically less and less and less and less throughout those 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically a year and a half after you quit all your meds and start living a homestead lifestyle, eating from the earth, getting sunlight, checking, circadian rhythms, getting more rest, not living stressful, technocratic, modern lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's all for like a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Then, 6 months before I wanted to get pregnant, I started microdosing a prenatal, which I actually don't think is necessary at all, but because it's my first pregnancy, it was something I was excited about, of like, 6 months away, I'm excited, so I wanted to do something to like really prep my body. I didn't think my body needed any more nutrients other than what I get from food, but I do take the needed prenatal. It's a powder that I put into like hot chocolate or matcha. It's a vanilla powder.
Mm-hmm.
And I still, even while I'm pregnant now, I still just microdose it. It says to take 2 scoops a day. 6 months before I got pregnant, I started doing like a quarter of 1 scoop every other day or something. And to this day now, being pregnant, I only do like half a scoop every other day. So I still don't think I need a prenatal, but I am doing a microdose of it. And I started that 6 months before I got pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
the thing I remember for you, 6 months before you quit nicotine.
Yeah.
So what was that like?
Well, before that, I had already, because this was already a discussion that we had. So I quit doing it around you before that. Like
Way before that.
yeah, it was like probably a year before that.
Yeah, because you quit.
So I didn't want it in the house. I didn't want it, because obviously secondhand smoke and all that, it does affect anyone around you. And it's not just the, like, staying there breathing in the direct smoke. It's like we've talked about before.
Your
It's like,
exhale while you're sleeping.
Exactly.
Because you smoke during the workday.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is I actually didn't. I probably would have freaked out like way before, like the 6 month mark, but I never saw you do it. So I honestly forgot that you still did that.
Yeah.
Because you changed from having to have it like all the time to probably like a year and a half before I got pregnant. You changed to where you only had it at work.
Yeah.
So I never saw it.
Come home on the weekends and it was gone from Friday until Monday or whatever. Yeah, and that was kind of when, obviously, I wanted it to completely go away because it's not good for you. And I don't like the idea of being like addicted to anything, because we've talked about before. Obviously, I've had my fair share of problems with that. Mm-hmm. So it's like if you have an opportunity to get out from under that, that's perfect. Yeah, because I kind of already realized that, shoot, if I can just easily put it up for 2-3 days at a time, or just a random have a day off and just doesn't even cross my mind, it's like, why am I doing this at all? It's like, well, this is a perfect opportunity just to quit. So I'd already tried to quit a couple of times before that. Yeah. So, but this last time it was pretty easy. Like, I didn't have any.
Because I kept on bringing up like the vision we have, and I know I've said this on here about other things, but the vision we talk about, the vision we have for our future. Do you see yourself having a vape there, or like having the Zins in your mouth? Like, does that make sense? Yeah. And it's like, no, like that is not going to be a part of my day.
Yeah.
So like you knew that wasn't going to be a part of the day when you have kids. So it was just about like, I need to quit before, like, and give my body long enough, at least 6 months, to like be good without it, mm-hmm. before I get pregnant. And then also then not getting back on it after because it doesn't fit. Because I think that was the initial, like, 2 years before, you said you'll quit for 6 months, but then go back to doing it at work. And then those were like the conversations we had about like, if you're going to quit for 6 months and you don't see it long term, that's the time like you need to just cancel it.
Yeah. No, and the other thing that we were like, oh yeah, if this is how it's going to be every time we go to have a kid, it's going to be like you're on for a year and a half, mm-hmm. then you're off for 6 months, and you're on for a year and a half, and you're off, whatever it is. It's just this back and forth, but it's stupid. It's just,
and if the baby's going to sleep in our room, then your exhale,
exactly,
your baby's getting that too, not just me. And it's just like so many things where it's like, that's got to go. So what do you say about the people now that think nicotine is a health product?
I think those people are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like it's. I'm just watching some nerdy guy that's like Steve Urkel's cousin trying to tell me that Zins are healthy for you. It's like, dude, I know how this stuff works. I've been doing it since I was like 15. I did all the cigarettes. I did all the chew. I was doing all of it at the same time. That stuff's not good for you. You just warped into this tunnel of like, I have to have it. I don't care what your method is. If you're sticking patches on your neck, or you're smoking it, or you're boofing it, I don't care what you're doing. It's addictive as hell. It's not good for you. And especially taking it in like those methods, like you're sticking something with chemicals in it up against your just raw gum.
Oh, I know.
Or you're inhaling something through, it's coming on a rider, it's riding on tobacco, it's riding on whatever else directly into your lungs. I'm not saying nicotine itself is bad for you.
But it is addictive.
It might be good for your brain, but it's like the pros and cons list of it is there's like 2 pros and 1,000 cons.
Well, most people that say it's healthy for cognitive health, they say not smoking, because anything smoking into your lungs is bad for your lungs.
Yes.
But they say like basically these certain pouches, not all of them because some of them have chemicals, certain pouches to put in your gums. But all these people, you will never catch them 24/7, not with one in. So how are you saying it's not addictive when you can't go 1 minute throughout the whole day without
I'm not going to start naming names, but everybody knows many like big influencers and podcasters and you name it. Everyone is doing it.
And they have it in.
And they constantly have it in. But it's like, oh, it's not that addictive. It's pretty good. And it's like, dude, it's in your mouth in your wedding pictures, bro. Like,
yeah.
What are you talking about? Yes, it is very addictive. So I don't know. I'm not. Trust me. There's much worse for you. Yes. Is smoking crack out of a light bulb worse for you? Yes. Obviously, it does a far bit more damage in a shorter amount of time. Sure, but you're just. I don't know. That's just comparing the lesser of 2 evils or something like that. So I don't buy into that whole argument because if someone really wants to do it, they'll use that as an excuse to stay doing it. It's like, well, look, Dr. So-and-so says it's good for you.
Exactly. That's the problem that I see going on.
I know from personal experience it's not. It's not. It's very addictive and you don't feel great in the mornings.
Yeah.
So
that 6-month mark, 6 months before you want to get pregnant, that's when I really put in check for both of us. Is there anything that we feel like we can't go 1 day without? Or even like if I couldn't have this for a week.
Yeah.
And so I had to check it like with coffee. I was having a coffee every morning and I knew I wasn't addicted because there would be some mornings where I wouldn't. But 6 months, I really was like, I'm changing it up. Like some days I'm doing lemon water only. I'll have coffee like 1 or 2 days a week.
The caffeine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just checking anything that you do every single day, checking that you're not addicted to it and that you'd be totally fine going a whole week not having it.
Yeah.
Even if you like it. So like I like having a warm drink in the morning. Am I addicted to caffeine? So I started doing hot water with lemon, chai, matcha has caffeine, but I started just mixing things up randomly, not like every day autopilot I make a coffee.
Yeah.
And that was helpful just to like make sure my body is all good.
For sure.
Not reliant on anything.
There should be a handful of things that you need every day. Stuff like oxygen, water, quality food, sleep, stuff like that. If there's other things coming into that,
but it shouldn't even be like a square of chocolate every single day.
Yeah,
it's like every single day. Like, can't you just go a few days with you need to make sure that you don't need it every single day. I think this will help so much with this fake scam that people call pregnancy cravings. I don't believe in them. And I'm going to do a different episode all about like pregnancy and the things that I've realized are
I'm curious
not
to
real.
see through the entire process if something is going to change, because there was already there was one thing that came up. What was it?
I think we should do another episode on all pregnancy
things. Yeah.
Because I agree. But I've had...
Well, this one's about fertility, so we'll save that for a different time.
I have a lot to say on, like, the pregnancy things. I have touches where I could have leaned into maybe the narrative that people tell you, but chose not to. But I do think getting this diet right and having no addictions 6 months before helps the pregnancy.
This sets you up for success.
So much. And 100%. Makes it easy to get pregnant because your body's not reliant on anything, which is a stressor. That means like something's not operating right.
Yeah, so I think overall, for me, it was just everything else had already kind of slowly started heading towards the direction, with the diet and with the relationship with alcohol and the eating out and the sleep schedule and the stress and the work and life and stuff, what we do with our free time, the amount of travel, or lack thereof. Like just everything that goes into, I guess, being a burden on your mind and your physical body. All that kind of stuff we were already setting that up, like just in general. So then by the time we were closing in on our time frame, it was like, yeah, there's nothing that's going to hold us back.
Yes. I wrote down as like a note something that I notice and hear a lot. Many people won't change for themselves, but they'll change for their baby and let that change lead to forever. Like that's what you did with the nicotine thing.
Mm-hmm.
You tried to quit many times before and it never stuck until it was like, I want to bring a baby into the world. I want the baby to be as healthy as possible. I want the home the baby lives in to be as healthy as possible. And you're not the only one that does that. Like I hear that conversation all the time in the non-toxic space where women will get rid of all their skincare and all their makeup and all their cleaning supplies just while they're pregnant.
Yeah.
But then let that change lead to forever.
Yeah.
The baby and the child is always going to live with you. And then when they're older, like, don't go back to poisoning yourself. Let the changes you make for the baby, for your health, lead to, like, the way you live forever.
Yeah, that, and I mean, there's other factors that I think play into my decision because it's, like you just said, is this something that you see being a thing? You know, obviously I've got aspirations and dreams and stuff like that. You know, you can, if you're conscious, you can see a vision of what you want your relationship with your kids or your wife or your career or whatever to be in 5 years and 10 years. And in any way, is there a cigarette hanging out of your mouth in any of these visions? No, there's not. Okay, then why would you go back?
Yeah, but the kids are always a part of it.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if I'll say something for me, if I was one of these people that was like, I love my husband, I never want kids though, and you and I were just going to ride it out for forever, I would stick with the lifestyle we have, but probably my alcohol consumption would be still pretty high. Like I would stay quality and have a lot of quality, but
it'd be pretty much every day though.
That's what I was about to say. I'd probably have a bottle a day.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the babies and the kids and wanting to be a mother, that changes the vision where it's like that makes zero sense to even have that be something that I care about.
Yeah, and I could say the same exact thing. Like out of respect for you, I would have kept the nicotine away, but I'd have still been crushing it constantly. It's just, it does help change your perspective for sure on a lot of things. And a lot of it also snowballs. Like once you start making a change, like health-wise, it's that much easier to keep it going. And like it snowballs into the next thing and the next thing to where it almost feels natural to kind of push this off to the side or quit doing that or try to find a more quality product for this or whatever it is. It just makes it that much easier if you already have the ball rolling. So that was a big help.
Yes. Okay, so then as you get closer and closer to like right when you want to get pregnant, I think you really need to check your mindset because like I said in the beginning, there's a huge push right now that it's very hard to get pregnant. People who are supposedly healthy, they're having trouble getting pregnant. They might have to do IVF. All this stuff, it's all an affirmation. If you start to say in your head and out loud, it's hard to get pregnant now. It's not easy. I might have to wait a year to get, like, those are all affirmations that you're speaking into existence that it's going to be hard for you. And I did not subscribe to that at all. I told myself all the time that I'm the healthiest human alive. Nobody lives like me. If anyone gets pregnant at all, it's me the second I want to, because what I put into my body, the way that I live is like peak health. And I made sure that my actions felt true to that affirmation.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that made it real, because I do believe your mind plays a role. And if you have doubts and fears, about it, your body's not going to feel safe to let it happen.
Yeah, like that same idea applies to everything. But along with this topic, I told you I was talking to a coworker of mine. I was literally just asking him about the paid family leave situation, right? And I said a little bit more than I should have about the birth style and what we're going to do, as opposed to going like the full on taking an ambulance ride to the hospital and getting your stomach cut open. And it was just nothing but like, oh my God, she's going to die. The kid's going to die. You're insane. And it's just, I can't sit there and take that in. So unfortunately for him, I just snapped and I just shut the fuck up. This is not the conversation we're having. Don't put these ideas in my head. That's not the question. Don't you do your life, let me do mine. You have to stop that, even if it's you that is letting your mind go there, or if it's someone else that's putting those thoughts out there. You have to put a stop to it, no matter how aggressive it comes across. Even if it's yourself, you don't smack yourself inside the head. Shut up. Stop. We're not going there.
And I had that many times of like, I listen to a lot of podcasts with women who are talking all the time about how they're struggling to get pregnant.
Skip.
And I literally, every time I had to check myself, like, that's not my experience.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on in her head. I don't know what's going on for her personal life, because as much as she shares on the podcast and you feel like you know a lot about their life, you really do not. No. And it doesn't matter how supposedly healthy this person looks. I do not know how they're living, how their like mindset is. It's not my experience. Yeah. And it's just not the way things will go for me.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that, I think, is everything, honestly.
For sure.
Because there's so many people that do nothing to prepare, do nothing to even eliminate toxins or eat healthy. And they just the whole time are like, I love being pregnant. It's so, and they have that mindset of being pregnant is easy, being pregnant is beautiful, and everything goes well. Whereas like people who are fear-based and like strict of like, oh, I have to throw everything away, I have to do this, I have to do all that just for the baby, but they're not like genuinely living this lifestyle, then they create so many problems.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And it's just like not a good time.
Yeah. And humans, that's naturally what we end up doing. We like to, I mean, that's why when you see people laughing, it makes you happy and it makes you want to laugh. Like you feed off other people's energy, and you have to be able to realize that works for negative things too. And, you know, whether it's people putting ideas in your head or you're just overhearing a story or
even if
something that's bad and you just take it in, you're like, oh my God, I didn't even think about that could happen. It's like, you gotta just take your mind out of that. It's not my experience. That's not my, it's not my journey. I'm fine. Everything's good. That sucks for them. I wish them all the best, but that's not my problem.
Well, in preparation for getting pregnant, a year before I wanted to get pregnant, I started doing a ton of research, going down the birth rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful because in doing that, the resources that I've found, I know are right for me. And now, because I've gone so deep in there, anytime people share their horrid stories or share their terrible experiences or share their fears to me, I immediately know like, oh, I know that's not real, because I already heard another person talk about how that's not real. People make that up. Doctors tell them things. And so it gives me a lot of confidence, because like I have found people to listen to that I do completely align with. But if you're just like wide open to all your extended family and all their fears for you.
Yeah. Did you hear the kid might come out, their legs might be tied together? You go, oh my God, what? That can happen?
Did you hear that your sister-in-law, she has been trying to get pregnant for 3 years and it might be genetic. It's
oh my God, that's so terrible.
That's not my reality.
Yeah.
And I think you can have compassion for people and be kind and hear them out without taking on that fear of like, what if that happens to me too?
Yeah.
When it's like, that literally is not going to happen to me, because I don't live my life that way.
Yeah.
I don't live my life where I'm taking steps to move in a direction where that is ever even a possibility.
Yeah.
It doesn't align at all. So I'm not surprised that
when people tell you, well, if you're ever at Disneyland, just don't go here. Like, well, I ain't going to fucking Disneyland, so
Yeah, exactly.
I guess we're just avoided this whole problem.
That's like what
Too bad the security guard sucks at that ride, but I was never going to be anywhere near there.
Well, yeah, that's like exactly the point.
Yeah.
So the mindset piece is everything. I would say the month before I wanted to get pregnant, I started doing so much journaling, checking my mindset, being really excited and having no fear of like, what if it doesn't happen? What if it doesn't happen? Just being really excited and like, I can't believe this is the time. I can't believe this time next month I'm going to be this far along. And like this time next year I'm going to have a baby. Like just like really journaling on that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I also, a month before I wanted to get pregnant, I stopped waking up at 5 a.m. every day.
That's good, yeah.
Because I don't need to. So I did prioritize just sleeping more, sleeping in. We always go to sleep very early. So even waking up at 5 a.m., I still had a lot of sleep. But I changed it to like 6:30 because sometimes that means I get literally like 12 hours. Or no, like 11 hours some days. But I just let that
That's
be.
good.
Like, let your body sleep and rest a ton more than normal. Really embrace, like, slow living, rest, positive affirmations. I also stopped alcohol 100% a month before I got pregnant. I think I had 1 glass of wine.
I think it was when we got back. Yeah, we got back from the trip, and then
So we got back from Europe. I purposely knew after Europe I'm not really drinking because I wanted to get pregnant in 1 to 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So within coming back from Europe, I had 1 glass of wine on 2 separate occasions within that first month after we got back.
Yeah.
But then that second month, I didn't have anything.
Yeah.
And I started doing Epsom salt foot baths. Because fertility is really important to keep your body and your womb warm. So keeping socks on your feet at all times. I was wearing like sweaters even if it wasn't cold. And then doing foot baths to keep my feet really hot. Yeah. So I put Epsom salt, rose petals, sea salt in hot water and just had my feet in there and would read a book. So just really, really slowing down, resting, doing more like self-care. And then that's like it. I felt great. How it went down exactly was, well, not exactly, but.
Yeah, please remind me.
So 1 month after we got back from Europe, I started feeling rushed because it was summer and I was like, I have nothing going on in life. We did the trip. I have nothing to do. Like, I'm ready to get pregnant. I want to just do it now. And I kind of rushed it and was like, I want to do it this month. And you were working so much and you were like gone out of town. And I started kind of over stressing like the dates. Like, you have to be home this date. You have to be home this date.
Working 7 days a week out in Nevada.
You were gone. And so
gonna need a rain check on that one.
And it's funny because I look back in my journal and 6 months before I ever got pregnant, I wrote the exact month that it would be. I said very end of July or early August, and this was end of June, and I was like, I'm ready to go, let's do it now. And it was like too quick and you were not home, so I don't think the timing was right. I still had this idea that I would like have an immaculate conception, even though you were never home during the 5 days. This is how you know the fertility awareness method does work, because I actually thought I would be pregnant because I thought I was just that healthy and that fertile. But you were not home during any of those 5 days.
All right, Mary.
I know. So I did have one experience of getting my period the very beginning of July and being upset. But I did not let that get in my head at all about like, what if it doesn't happen again?
No, so I did come home for
You came home, but
for like a couple of days, and
you were dead exhausted, tired, and it wasn't the right timing. I told you, like, this timing will work, but it was...
You were very confident about the timing.
It wasn't.
And literally
I was
immediately
just,
after, it was like, yeah, no.
I thought if I decided mentally it was the right timing, that it would still work. Like, you just choose it to happen, and it happens. So, but during the actual 5-day fertility window for me that month, you were gone.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of worried and sad and stressing about that. So I tried to still make it work. And I thought it would still work, but it didn't. So I had that like experience. I had one day of being like very disappointed, but I really quickly didn't let that derail me, because that could have gone bad. So I had to wait a whole month, which is tough. I get how people feel like that's tough when you thought you might be pregnant and then you have to wait a whole month, because that's just the way that your body works.
Yeah.
And then it does work out perfectly. I never got my period again. And I loved looking back at my journal and seeing like the timing was always planned for 2 months after the trip, not 1 month, because I wanted to have 2 months after the travel to like really be settled at home. But I just got antsy in June.
Yeah, and now the rough due date. I mean,
well, I honestly, I think I was planning, I wanted like an 11-month pregnancy, because I knew when I wanted to have the baby. And for some reason, I was like, oh, it'll be fine if we still do it this month early. But it, like, that would have been like, no, actually, it's not the plan. Like, that actually, would have been totally a different timing.
Yeah.
So it's just funny. So I did end up exactly.
Now we're like right square in the middle of the time frame we wanted.
Exactly the timing that I wanted.
Yeah.
And the exact timing that I wrote about. Honestly, 2 years before I got pregnant, when I got off birth control, it's like to the month that I wanted to give birth.
Yeah.
So all those things
you're the one
played
who had,
into it.
You're the one who had much more, not work, but like much more in detail, like mindset, your physical health, your sleep schedule, all that. You had more of that went into, obviously, because you're the one that's carrying the child. You're the one who's birthing the child. You're the one who's growing it.
I think that's why, because I know that I'm the one who's going to carry the most fear, most likely. Yeah. Because it's not just getting pregnant. I know what that entails, and I have to be up for that. I think a lot of women are like, okay, I'll get pregnant, but they're actually afraid of the changes that are going to happen. Yeah. They're actually afraid of the experience of being full-on pregnant, giving birth. I had to, like, deal with those fears in those 2 years before.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not like an overnight thing for anyone. Yeah.
But what was your mindset and experience? I know you were also disappointed in July.
Yeah, because you had led me to believe that we were actually in the perfect time frame. And it was literally, I was gone for like basically a month straight. And I had like 1 day at home a week at the most. And then I did come home. I came home on my birthday, and you were convinced that we were still, or had convinced me that it was still the right time frame. Everything was cool. And I was home for like, 2 or 3 days. And, throw everything you got at the wall. Nothing. And then, so yeah, it was like disappointing. And then you confessed to me that you, when we were in Europe, because obviously keeping track of your cycles and everything, it's done through this app or whatever,
tracking my temperature. But
but if you stop doing it for 2 weeks, it throws the whole thing off, and you start doing it. So it's like, oh, I see what happened. Okay, so we're confused on the time, but it's like 3 days off or whatever it is.
I stopped taking my because fertility awareness method, you'll have to look into it, because I'm not going to do a whole podcast on how to do it. Yeah. But it involves taking your temperature at the same time every morning. And when we went to Europe, I didn't do it at all because there was like the time change and it got all confused.
Yeah, and come on, we're on vacation.
And so then when we got back, I started doing it again, but I also was like, I don't care now because I can get pregnant anytime. And so I kind of didn't really know my window as exact as I did before Europe.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of just like, it could be this time.
I was like, wow, it worked out in like the 3 days that I'm at home. This is great. And then nothing. And it's like, oh man, this sucks, dude. And then when you told me that, I was like, you let me be kind of disappointed about it for like 2 days at least before you were like, I think this is what happened. Gee, thanks, man.
Well, I was working it out and I was not worried. And so I wanted you to make sure like you also weren't worried to make that be like a problem for next time when.
No, but the first thing you do is like you start analyzing yourself, and you're like, what am I doing wrong? I knew it. Oh man, I did damage to my body 5 years ago, and now I can't have kids. And like you just go down this rabbit hole of like
that's what you have to try
self-blaming.
not to do.
But then when you said that, it was like, oh, okay, yeah, so I'm good. You're good.
But do you see
timing
how
was just
the
off.
mental plays a role? Because what if I didn't have a reason and you kept up with that story?
Yeah.
I don't know if it would have worked out that next month.
No, because you
The mental
start
is
going
important.
into literally every aspect of your life. You're like, it's my fault, 100%. Like you could tell me something point blank. No, I did this wrong or whatever. Doesn't matter. I don't believe you. It's my fault. I'm the problem. And then, yeah, I could see how your mind would go down a dark path of just like, and then you will be trying to have kids for 2 years and not have one.
Because then you're telling yourself a story of that I'm so damaged that it's too hard for me to have kids. I can't do it.
Yeah, it's a narrative that you lean into.
Yeah, and then that becomes true for you.
Yeah.
There's other things like people do for fertility, like certain diets. We just leaned in hard on qualitarian. We will always eat this way. I will always be healthy enough to be pregnant now just because the way we live our lives. There was like 2 seconds where I bought you like walnuts and was like, eat these because apparently walnuts are good for like sperm health.
I actually do like walnuts though.
Yeah.
I don't love them, but
I do not believe that that's like the needle mover. Any of those like random food things. It's just like fun. It's
like
part
your
of
car doesn't have a transmission, but you got new windshield wipers.
No, it's part of me taking the prenatal. It's just like that's a fun thing to do. And so I was like, you need to eat these walnuts because it's like a fun thing to do to get you in the mental space.
It does. That was, I think, the bigger factor is it gets in your head of just like, oh, I'm doing this. I'm going out of my way. It's like, okay, I feel so much healthier.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. I do think that
it's a mental game. Yeah. I believe.
Absolutely. But yeah, well, here we are.
That's that.
The next one we'll do about the update somewhere.
So right now I'm about to be 16 weeks this week, pregnant. I really want to do one on pregnancy, but people will say, well, you don't know yet unless you've been far enough along. But we could do one soon on first trimester because most people say first trimester and third trimester are the most difficult because you'll be so sick and so tired you won't even be able to like stay awake. And I had no symptoms at all, literally not at all. But
yeah, I've been asked that many times.
Yeah.
How many? She's like nauseous. She's throwing up, huh?
No,
not once.
And I do think the way that we live, the way that we are healthy, like the homestead lifestyle, eating food from farms, sunlight, grounding, sleep. I think that's the reason why it was easy to get pregnant, and also the reason why the pregnancy is so normal, so easy. It doesn't even feel any different. So all that like plays into it.
Yeah, and throwing up, we all know, is denying life.
It's a rejection of life.
Just get that away from me. I don't want to accept that.
Which
reality.
I do think has to do a lot with like women's fear of pregnancy, because like obviously our culture paints this picture of birth as a horrifying, torturous, painful event. So obviously while you're pregnant, that comes up, And there's so
Yeah.
much fear and probably rejecting of like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go through that. I don't want to. So I think that has a lot to do with throwing up.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
yeah, we could do that.
Well,
Cheers
that's a
to
wrap. We went kind of long right there.
peak health for high fertility all the time.
There it is. You got it.
Yeah.
Yes. Cheers.